I told you from the very beginning, Sunday night, we are very private. You know us in a public way. You don't know us privately.
Did you know that Jimmy Swaggart, the man whose voice once brought hope to millions, is now fighting for his life in silence? At 90 years old, the beloved evangelist recently suffered a massive heart attack in his Baton Rouge home. He was rushed to the hospital and admitted to the ICU in critical condition. While doctors are doing everything possible, his family has now revealed that the situation is far more fragile than anyone expected. Stay with us, because what we're about to share captures not only the weight of this moment, but also something truly unforgettable about the man behind the ministry. Donnie Swaggart, Jimmy's only son and closest spiritual partner, stood outside the ICU, not to face cameras, but to speak to the hearts of those who have followed his father's ministry for decades. "My dad is still with us," he said, "but we are in a very fragile place." His voice was steady, but the emotion was raw. Donnie spoke of days filled with prayer, nights spent reading scripture at Jimmy's bedside, and mornings that began in hope and ended in uncertainty. Then came the words no family ever wants to hear: "Unless there's a miracle, his time may be short." Inside the hospital room, monitors beeped softly, the only sound to indicate that life still lingered. Doctors had worked tirelessly, but Jimmy had not regained consciousness. A senior physician later explained that while his heart was stabilized, his neurological response was minimal. "We've seen small reflexes," the doctor said, "but no real signs of awareness." It was a moment that brought the Swaggart family face to face with the kind of truth that faith doesn't ignore but must carry with grace. Frances, his wife of over 70 years, held her Bible tighter and whispered, "We still believe in God's timing, not man's." At Family Worship Center that Sunday, there was no music, no fanfare, only silence. Donnie stepped up to the pulpit and with tears in his eyes addressed the congregation. "He's still with us," he said, "but the doctors have told us unless something miraculous happens soon, his time may be short." Some wept quietly. Others bowed their heads in silent prayer. Donnie's voice cracked, but he stood strong. "This is not a message about death. This is about trust. Whether God heals him here or calls him home, he is still good. He is still in control." Back at the hospital, the atmosphere had shifted. It was no longer about status updates. It was about sacred waiting. Frances sat near the window, staring out at the trees, while her hand rested gently where Jimmy's would have been. Donnie and Gabriel remained nearby, each lost in quiet reflection. And then, with a voice soft but full of love, Frances said, "I never imagined life without him. I thought we'd grow old together." Gabriel reached for her hand and whispered, "He's still fighting, Grandma. God's not finished unless he says so." The family, seasoned in ministry and matured in faith, knew what it meant to surrender. They weren't giving up. They were letting go of control and giving it fully to God. Donnie said it best, "We'll keep praying until the last breath." And with that, the family continued to wait not in despair, but in hope. Because if there's one thing Jimmy Swaggart has always taught them, it's that nothing is impossible with God. Keep praying, keep believing, because Jimmy will be back soon.